Hi guys! So today I will be talking to you all about a pretty touchy subject for my brown ladies. And okay, I'm just gonna go ahead and get started talking about it because I really don't know how else to get into it. But I have noticed that a lot of my brown girls and even my dark skin tone girls like to look lighter than they actually are. So what they'll do is they'll go into a makeup counter, look for a foundation that's like 5 shades lighter, which makes them look like a ghost, and it's just completely not natural. So what I'm doing is I basically demonstrated one side with my true foundation color, one side with just a little bit lighter, so you can see the difference and see how it doesn't work. And I'm just trying to spread the word that just be who you are and just embrace your color, guys. We're beautiful. Indian girls, like brown skin girls, are so exotic and beautiful. Enhance that. Yes, actually enhance that color. Embrace it and enhance it. Don't try to change it because everyone can see that you're trying to change it. And then I also go ahead and talk to you about how you guys can go about finding your right foundation color, which I know is a big process for a lot of you out there. It was a big process for me, and I can understand why it's a big process for a lot of the girls, because back in India, light skin is considered beautiful, and that's just not okay. So I can understand why a lot of people do it. I don't agree with it, but I know why they do it. But what I'm trying to say is I think you should try to work with what you have and make that look beautiful instead of completely trying to change it and look completely not natural. So with that all being said, and let me see if there's anything else. No, that's nothing else. So yeah, let's just get right into it. So I was actually going to start to apply the foundation that matches my skin perfectly, but then I thought I should just wait and show you guys how exactly the one that matches me works and the one that doesn't match me works. So what I'm going to use is 2 brushes that are almost the same, like the paint brush type brushes, and I'm going to be using my NC42 Pro Longwear MAC foundation on this side, and this is the foundation that matches me perfectly. This is the foundation that I use every single day. On this side, I'm going to be using a sample that I got from Sephora of the Dior Skin Nude in shade 021, and this is like 5 shades lighter than my skin tone, maybe like 3 shades lighter than my skin tone. So I've already started to apply this MAC foundation on my skin, and I have nothing else on my face, like no concealer, nothing. So don't look at the foundation to really conceal my dark circles or anything, but I want you guys to notice how beautifully it just blends into my skin, and just really how natural it looks on my skin. It just looks natural, and it doesn't look like I'm wearing makeup. And this is a full coverage foundation, and even then it just blends into my skin perfectly and just goes on really smooth and just kind of becomes part of my skin, and I love that. So I'm just using that just to kind of cover up the parts that I want. I'm just doing a nice layer, and actually just to prove you guys a point, what I'll do is I'll add a second layer of it, because I actually do sometimes put like 2 layers of foundation. So I just kind of dot it on my face and then just blend it out. So you can see, I'm going to just kind of finish this off here. I have a little bit more left, but the places that I need more coverage is like my cheek area, and I hate using brushes like this, but I'm just using it to show you guys that I'm trying to use the same type of brush to apply for both foundations, and how natural and not natural one will look from the other. Okay, so for this side of my face, I'm going to be using, like I said, Dior Skin Nude foundation, and this is just a little bit lighter than my skin tone. And wow, they give you a lot of sample, like they give you a lot of product, which I didn't expect when I opened it. So I'm going to put a good amount of it on my face. As you can see already, it's definitely a lot lighter than my skin tone. And I'm not trying to do this to be dramatic. I'm just showing you what I have seen a lot from Indian girls and how unnatural this is going to look. So already you can see that this is doing to my face. First of all, it's making me look a lot lighter than I am, but in a very unnatural way. And second of all, it's almost creating like a gray effect on my skin, which is so unflattering. Like if I was to be photographed like this, you'll see, you know, I'm actually gonna take a picture and maybe include that like on my thumbnail or something, how unnatural this is. Especially if you're doing like flash photography, it is extremely important to have your foundation match your skin tone exactly. And this actually foundation is not even that much, you know, lighter than my skin tone. I would assume this is like 2 or 3 shades lighter, and already you can see how unnatural this side is compared to this side. It looks gray and it just looks like not part of my skin, you know. And I'm gonna do the same 2 layers that I did on the other side so you guys can see what I'm trying to show you. And it's really just upsetting to me because I've seen so many girls, beautiful girls, you know, brown girls, even like you know, black girls come to the counter, and I have to say, you know, the most of these girls are, you know, middle to older women. It's not so much young girls, but I have seen young girls too that would come to the counter and just say, I want a foundation, but I want a foundation that'll like make me look lighter. You're a certain color and you can't change that, and the most you can do is just try to, you know, you have to work with what you have and just make it look as beautiful as you can. Doing this is not going to make you look lighter. It's just going to kind of make you look ridiculous. Like, I'm really trying to blend this color out, you guys, and this is really the best that I can do. See how it looks just really gray, and it just looks very like, it looks so different from my neck as well. If I was to take a picture of this like for a wedding or something, this would look ridiculous on camera, guys, I promise you. Now if you are, you know, a little bit darker and you want your skin to be lighter, I'm not an advocate of that. First of all, I just want to let everyone know that what you can do to enhance and make you feel better about your skin, because that's what makeup is all about, is you can find a foundation that matches your skin exactly. And I'm using this Dior concealer or foundation that I just showed you, and I'm gonna just get a little bit of it on my brush, the same brush that I used. I'm gonna use it as a concealer. Okay, so you'll see how I'm using it. I have to close that up, guys. It's like I'm making a hot mess everywhere. I'm gonna put that right under my eye and really try to blend that out as much as I could. And then what I'm gonna do on top of that is I'm gonna take the old foundation brush that I used on this side and really just blend that in with my foundation, so it doesn't look like it's like randomly put on my face. So that's exactly what I'm doing, and I'm just trying to make it look as natural as possible. You want to enhance your face, not look fake. That's just what the point I'm trying to, you know, get across to all my girls out there that want to look lighter, which I think is kind of ridiculous. And I think that everyone should accept yourself the way you are. And if you know, do use makeup, and you know, everyone uses makeup to feel better about themselves and make themselves look presentable or whatever. Just make yourself look natural, not like this. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna wash off my face. Well, I'm actually gonna just remove this side, and then I will be right back and you'll see my natural foundation. Okay, so I am back with my actual foundation that I use on a daily basis, and I love it, and it's natural, it's pretty, blends into my skin perfectly, blah 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 blah. So you guys get the picture. Now I want to give you guys some tips on how you can find your foundation if you're new to maybe finding a foundation, if you know you're using the wrong color and you want to find the right color. The number one trick to remember is you want the foundation to basically become part of your skin. You want it to just disappear into your skin. For example, I will show you MAC Pro Longwear foundation. Taking a tiny little bit, and I'll actually use this with my finger and show you guys. So I'll apply it on like the bottom of my face, and I'm gonna blend it out. And do you see how it just blends out perfectly? Like you don't even know where my skin was or where it begins, or what my real skin tone is. Even like if you use it, you know, like you just want to try it on your side of your face and see it blends in perfectly. That's how you know your foundation is the right color. I would really recommend, a lot of people say try it on your wrist, blah blah blah. No, I am the type of person that has to try it out on my face, which is why it's really hard for me to buy drugstore foundations from a place like CVS or Walgreens or something like that. If you are gonna be buying drugstore foundation, I would really recommend going to a place like Ulta or something like that, because they have testers there. You can try it out on your face, all the drugstore makeup that you can even think of, and you can try it out on your face, see if it works or not. If you're still unsure, ask someone. You know, there's a lot of people that work. I really don't like the people, and I hate to say this if you're one of them, and I'm not speaking, you know, for the majority of people, but the people that I've come into contact with at Sephora have not really been very knowledgeable. I actually did work at Sephora before I worked at MAC years ago, and you know, they have really good training, but it's more to sell the product. It's not really makeup training. Like, you're not going to be learning the same thing as you would at like a MAC makeup counter. And I'm not saying they're more qualified. Well, yeah, that is what I'm saying. So, you know, ask someone for help anyway, at Sephora or whatever, anywhere you go, especially if you go to like a department store, any counter you go to, they will be helping you out. So take that to your advantage. And even if you feel like they're not giving you the right color, because I can attest for this many times where they have given me the wrong color, maybe they've chosen a wrong undertone or something like that for foundation or concealer. Go with your guts. If it blends in, if it makes you look flawless and, you know, makes you look very natural, that's your foundation color. Speaking of undertones, that's another very important aspect that you need to know, is knowing your undertones. There's a ton of tips and tricks that you can just Google how to figure out your undertones. One is to look at your veins, and if they're either like purple, you're more nude, or I don't know, natural base. What am I talking about? If you have like purple veins, you either have like pink undertones or something like that. So just Google how to figure out your undertones, because that will really help you figure out whether you need like a pink based foundation or if you need like a yellow based foundation. If you're Indian, if you have brown skin like me, we have a lot of natural brown or yellow undertones in our skin. I can tell you right off the bat, my undertones are yellow, and I mean like olive undertones under my eyes, okay, and around my mouth where I have dark spots or dark like hyperpigmentation points. You want to conceal it using like a salmon or like a pink concealer, because that will just counteract the darkness. If you use a yellow based concealer under your eyes, what it's going to do is just kind of make it look gray and enhance it, which is why if you see my makeup video where I show you my foundation routine, I use like a pink based concealer first under my eyes to take away the darkness. I apply my foundation to make it all blend in nicely. Then I go back and I use like a yellow based concealer that is a little bit lighter than my skin tone, to really brighten under the eyes and any other, you know, areas where I feel like I have hyperpigmentation points. Really, I use that last step, the yellow based concealer, and that's mostly just under my eyes because I want to brighten that. So if you are, you know, unsure about your foundation color, definitely, you know, ask someone for help. Another good trick that I've learned over the years for myself is, if you have like a YouTuber that you like and that have similar foundation color as you, or like a similar skin tone as you, you know, if they give you a color, like I always say I'm an NC42, and if you feel like your skin tone is like mine, go ahead and try it. Go to the MAC counter, see if it works for you. Maybe you'll be a little bit darker or a little bit lighter, but that's a good starting point. You're not going to start off, you know, with like an NC35 if I'm telling you that my skin tone is an NC42 and you think that yours is similar to mine. Like, the most you would do is like go down to an NC40 or go up to an NC45, but that's pretty much it. So I do that a lot, especially for drugstore foundations, because I know that you can't really try those out. So what I'll do is I'll find a YouTuber, or, you know, I'll Google like what is the Maybelline, you know, Lumi foundation comparable to someone with an NC42 skin tone, and there's a whole list of answers right there. Google is amazing, guys. That's a really good, you know, that Google will teach you a lot, and so use that to your advantage. And that's pretty much it. I hope I have not offended anyone in this video. If you are one of these people that like your foundation lighter, all power to you. I just feel like we should embrace our color, and we should just enhance our color, not try to be someone we're not. So, you know, that's my opinion. But yeah, I will talk to you guys later, and thank you so much for watching and subscribing and commenting and following me on Instagram and all that stuff. You guys are the best. And another thing, if I don't get back to you on a comment, the YouTube comment system is still very weird. They're still like working on it, I think. Email me. Everything will be in the comments or the description box below. So yeah, I will talk to you guys soon, and bye.